couple of weeks to get away from football a little bit. I'll spend some time with my family and enjoy that, but at the same time, there's a lot of hard work that takes place in the next 5 or 6 weeks too, to make sure your body and your mind's right when you get to training camp.
How do you feel third year?
I feel good in the offense for sure. I feel comfortable with what we're doing schematically. Really confident in our guys and myself. And so with that said, I feel pretty good.
Matt, everybody's talked about year 3 kind of being the breakout year for you. How do you personally feel about going into your 3rd season?
I feel good about it. I think I've learned a lot the past 2 seasons, have a lot of experience to go from, feel comfortable with the guys, feel comfortable in the offense, and I'm optimistic about next season. I think we're going to play really well.
We talked about the receivers with the receivers and even with the head coach, but what do you see in some of, not necessarily Roddy and Jink, but just talk about some of the guys like Bergeron and Meyer who have potential to gain spots in this team and get some catches?
Yeah, I think a number of our guys have done a really good job this spring. I think Eric Weems is one of them. I think he's improved a lot. He's been a huge part of our special teams really last year and stepped into the receiver role a little bit last year with some of the injuries and did a great job. I think he's going to have a really good season for us. I've been impressed with him. Kerry Meyer, he's new this year. I think it was a good draft pick. I think he's going to be a talented guy. We need to keep him healthy, keep him on the field, but I think he can be productive. So I think those guys have had a really good offseason.
Matt, Coach was talking about how you've been studying some big-name quarterbacks. Would you say that's a big goal for you going into training camp, is looking at film and stuff like that?
Yeah, I certainly want to watch some tape. Like you mentioned, watch some other guys earlier in the offseason. Really, as we get closer to training camp, I kind of put a greater microscope on myself and try and make sure that my details are taken care of, so that when I get to training camp, I can continue to improve.
Matt, speaking when you watch those guys.
There's a number of different things. You see consistency. I think the biggest thing is you see consistency from those guys, and they're constantly making good decisions, going to the right spots with the football, and they're patient. And I think that's something I can do a better job of.
How do you feel about your ability to read defenses right now, and how that's progressed?
I think I've gotten better for sure over the course of the past 2 seasons and this off season. So I feel good about it. Like I said, comfortable in the system, understanding where we need to go with the football, and hopefully that'll lead to production.
If you had to give a scouting report on yourself from year 1 to year 2, how would it differ?
That's a good question. I think year 1's so far removed. I think you learn what you can from year 1 and you try and be better year 2, and I think I did a good job of that. And now the goal is to look at year 2 and make sure that I'm a better player in year 3. And I think there are a number of areas I can improve. Got to be a little more accurate, and that's something I think I've done a good job of this off season. Better decisions, continuing to make better decisions situationally. I think at different times in the game, 1st and 2nd down, 3rd down, in the red zone. So those are all things that I work pretty hard on.
Matt, one of the things we also mentioned was you guys are going to be training with the Pats and the Jags, but more specifically on the Pats side. Talk about the opportunity to be able to work near or work with a guy like Tom Brady and actually see him in your own training camp, and how much that could possibly help you.
I think I think it's certainly going to help myself to be able to watch one of the best at what he does in the game. I think it's going to help our entire team though too. You get some fresh teams coming in during training camp. You get some different looks. You're not going against the same guys every day. So I think it's a good thing. I'm excited about it, and I think the guys are excited about it.
Have you kind of already talked to him? You think that's one of the things, like you actually try to really kind of learn some stuff from him if it's possible?
I think guys are pretty guarded about that kind of stuff. I think that whatever competitive edge you can have over some other people, you try and maintain. So I'm sure he's probably that way.